Hello and welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen. Today's topic is human suffering from the view of the soul self. Okay, so you and I look at suffering and we have one idea of what it is. However, I'm going to introduce an idea totally different on what the soul self and or energies of the all that is are applying to those same situations. With this work, what we're trying to do is blend our soul self's influences and or counsel with our past experiences from the personality self so that we can have a comfortable existence here on the earth plane by blending both. So, human sufferings from the view of the soul self. I guess the first question might be, why is there suffering here on the earth? Then another question might be, is there really suffering? What is suffering? We could do whole bunches of questions here. Is suffering a necessary part of our training ground here on the earth plane? That's another question. How about this question? What suffers? What part of the human suffers? Is it the body that's suffering? The spirit of the individual? The emotions of that human? Is the core energy of a human suffering? Or can it suffer? That might be another question. These are all difficult questions. And the reason they're so difficult is that you and I see an occurrence or feel something that happened to us, and we say, well, yeah, there's suffering. I felt it. I experienced it, and I was traumatized by it. But we have to understand that from the viewpoint of the soul, from the all that is, they are experiences. Suffering is a valid experience. They're looking at it from a higher place than where you and I are. And by this talk, I don't mean to say to belittle your thoughts on what's suffering, or perhaps you suffered yourself. That's not where I'm going with this. Is I'm trying to give you a different viewpoint, an additional viewpoint to what you already have. We already know what we feel. We already know what we were taught about what human nature is, or how we should suffer or not suffer. Or people that are bad suffer, people that are good don't. All of that. So from the eyes of the soul self, both situations, a suffering, a situation that is causing physical pain, emotional pain, is a learning experience for that individual, as easily as a person experiencing joy and peace. Both are learning experiences. Now, what I've been taught is that we learn more readily through negative experiences. It's kind of a way of making sure you get the punchline of whatever education you might have been needing at that moment. So, negative experiences teach us the energy behind anything negative is huge. And it rings true with us. In other words, we can relate to whatever it is. We understand that terrible thing that happened, how it was happening to us, or we observe it happening to someone else. Large groups of people can create a global experience. War, famine, tyranny, in a country, maybe a huge country, or maybe a whole part of the world. All of these situations are valid opportunities for growth. It sounds really bad, doesn't it? It sounds like somebody doesn't care. But that's not where this is. I'm trying to say that if you have a past filled with downward spiral experiences, they were observed, validated by the all that is. They weren't wasted. Maybe that's how we say it. If you have lived your life full of chaos and strife, understand that that's what's driven you to now, to this desire to grow in a more positive, uplifting manner. Remember that the spirit level, for the all that is, all energies continue no matter what is going on in our lives. If someone passes away, their energy didn't skip a beat. They continued in the eyes of the all that is. You and I suffer the loss of those individuals because they are no longer in our physical awareness. So sometimes you might say, God, whoever, why did this happen? Why are bad things happening in the world? Why do you allow that to happen? And if you and I could get still and hear that answer, what it would be something to the effect as, we set the energy in motion. You as humans are choosing to create more of a particular energy in this direction or that direction. We do not create bad things. We do not make things happen bad. We do not look at certain people and say they are bad. We don't look at this situation and say it is bad. It's all energy. It's all flowing energy. So it isn't saying you're not loved and appreciated and caressed and praised. It's saying that, what are you focusing on today, right now? Are you focusing on things that you have labeled bad? Are you focusing on things that bring you down? Take a breath, relax, and ask for guidance. What can I learn from this situation X that I feel was created suffering inside of me? What can I learn from it? What energies can I enhance? And which energies from that experience can I slowly over time let fade away? Ask these questions. You ask through your heart center. After you've relaxed, find a question. Obviously, it's going to come from your brain, but pull it into your heart center so that it gets energy of love and light as you ask these questions. We can choose to learn through joy. We don't have to wait until the boat is taking on water to learn how to be a good sailor. When we ask questions through our heart center, the guidance that we're getting will be uplifting and true. So you want to periodically, don't wait for chaos to be at the forefront of your life. Sit with the energies that are going on around you and find what's going on. Find where the core energy is. Is it uplifting or is it dragging you down? Sometimes we want to reduce suffering of other people. And so we want to say something. Okay. So before you say something, you get into the moment, you relax, and you want to ask this question: does anyone really want to hear what I'm about to say? Are the words coming out of my mouth truly going to make a difference in their life? Are they going to be able to hear me? You can talk all day, and if they're not in the right space, they can't hear you. So reducing another person's suffering is a tricky area. Obviously, if there's an emergency going on, you do what you need to do. But I'm talking about advice. As we go through our journey on the earth plane, you and I have chosen a path of joy and light. But our ego likes to be at the center of the stage. And sometimes that draws or magnetizes into our lives chaos or struggle or suffering. Our soul self, the all that is, it wants to be an observer, to learn and to grow. So if you and I have chosen a path of love, inner peace, we have to remember not to be center stage, filling our ego with chaos and energy that is really chomped down. Rah, 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 rah. If we live in that state of go, 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 we're not in a state of peace. Find a balance. There will be struggle in your life, but we want to outweigh it with peaceful energies. Find your balance. Understand that when you're attempting to reduce the struggle of others, it's rarely successful. If they ask you for help, that's different. But if you offer assistance uninvited, it's rarely ever heard. And what it does is create more chaos. If you think about it, they don't want it. Leave me alone. And then you feel worse because you were trying to help. I meant well. The problem was you didn't stop and connect and figure out what the best way of communicating with that individual might be. Many times it's just sitting with them. It's not saying a word. Your energy is big. You've expanded your body energy. You're accepting love guidance from the all that is in an effort to reduce struggle or chaos in your life first. Again, a side effect might be that radiating out love and light affects others, but that can't be your goal. It isn't in our department to determine who is affected by it or not. That's up to their energy. Love and light to you and your path and your struggles. And I hope that you're able to put more thought energy into the light in your life rather than the struggles that you've suffered. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.